Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 222. Ripple sues YouTube Part 2. Binance hits 295 million trade volume for new options contract, and Ripple contributes to Bay Area nonprofit. Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description, guys. So is the link to the amazing articles I cover here on this stream. Happy Friday night. I hope you're having a great time. Hey, Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate it. You bought $250 off JCPenney, I guess, or JCP shares at 24 cents. I'm not sure if that's JCPenney, man. But I'm guessing that's the stock ticker you're quoting. Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe it's something else, man. I'll have to check it out. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. If you don't know, I'm active on Discord a little. I'm more active on Twitter, so you can join me there as well. The link will pop up on the description somewhere once we actually jump into the actual stream part, or where we do our thing, right? That's where we have all these little things going on. Nice magic happens here on this side screen for me. It'll show up on this main screen for you, right? Anyways, let's move on to that screen. This is the screen I'm talking about. Yes, you're still in cash. Wow, man. All right, cool. I hope it's recovering a little bit. I'm not sure how Encash is doing. I haven't looked at it in a bit. It's just one of those weird, coins, right? It's too small. Sometimes the volume or the movements are just too sharp, and they really don't let you chart that well. So, anyways, let's move on to the news, and then we'll move on to the markets and see what's going on. But thank y'all for being here, guys. You guys are amazing. Thanks for showing up this awesome Friday night. And again, how are you guys coping with COVID? Let me know. Is it like slowing down in your areas? Benny, I know you're in New York where it got hit pretty hard. Is it starting to slow down? Are you guys able to go out now, or is it still like all hell? You know. Hey, Bitcoin Jake, how's it going, man? How did it go with that player at your Satoshi Quest, man? Is he still streaming, man? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You got two streamers going on right now. Wow, man, that is pretty cool. That is pretty wild, man. Drunken Bacardi. Wow. Yeah. I never was a big fan of Bacardi, man. Really, I basically got into rum later on. But mainly I used to drink a lot of whiskey. Like Scotch. And then I got into rum. Basically, like maybe during college I started drinking some rum, but never Bacardi, man. It was more like Captain Morgan or spiced rums, some Zacapa and things like that. But never that much Bacardi, man. And but Bacardi does have this Oak Heart, which they came out with, which is a spiced rum that I did like. That one I did enjoy. People are outside enjoying a vacation. Really? Is it like people just no longer care, Benny? Wow, that's pretty wild. Yeah, Alex HD and Dark and Deep Derpy. Bacardi's rum. Yeah, I know Bacardi's rum, dude. I just hadn't gotten into rum until like later on. That's what I was saying. It was usually beer, wine, and whiskey, man. That was like my poison when I was in drinking, and then like at college, basically, I started to get into. Wow, really, man, that is insane, dude. I have like my respirator, you know that picture I uploaded a while back on Twitter where I have like this mask with the respirators inside? Yeah, I have that one. It's not a respirator, it's like a face mask, let's say. It just like has really nice filters, man. And that's the one we use for work, and it's N95 rated, and it's for particles, gases. So it's pretty sweet, man. I like that one. Anyways, let's get into this one. Ah, man, I like this tune. It sounds like gamey-ish. 8-bit chiptune. Yeah, nobility. It sounds like I'm going on a quest. You're still working pretty normal. You got your tax return and stimulus. Bought some Bitcoin. Check out Hive Gains today. Alright, man. Yeah, we were talking about that, right? People using their stimulus cash to buy crypto. I'm not sure if that is one of the... it could be a good decision, right? But Some people might actually need that stimulus to like actually move on with life, right? Because a lot of people got fired, man. And that kind of sucks for a lot of people, man. I was reading this, and like approximately it was like 26 million people were unemployed, man. That's insane. I think it's one of these articles. Ripple contributes to Bay Area nonprofit amid COVID-19. It just basically says that Ripple made a donation to Tipping Point Community, which is a Bay Area nonprofit, to support those in poverty during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this comes after Tipping Point received $100,000 from Ripple 1 month ago. And now, according to Ripple CEO Garlinghouse, the coronavirus-induced crisis affects people unevenly, with low-income communities being the most vulnerable group, right? And yeah, that is unfortunately what happens. Usually, the people with lowest resources are affected the most, right? Those are the first jobs that usually get stopped. They're also the people that are more susceptible to have debt and to be less liquid to be able to sustain or live through moments like this, right? Because they probably don't have enough savings to get through. Anyways, 26 million of Americans have already filed for jobless benefits in the span of just 5 weeks as the country remains under lockdown. And that is insane, man. 5 weeks, right? This pandemic hasn't even been going on that much. And it has been enough to like stall the economy and lose 26 million jobs, man. That is an insane amount of jobs, dude. I think I was reading like they're targeting like somewhere like 30% of the workforce was going to be unemployed, man. It's just insane, man. They should have companies come up with like fun, like with this backups, let's say, or bags of holding, right, that they have to have on their capital, or that they must retain yearly, that would be enough to sustain their employees, right? And that should be part of the law. That way people can keep their jobs no matter what happens. And they should at least have them to where they're able to keep their people on payroll for 3 months, man. So they should have enough cash flow or enough cash stored to be able to keep people like, and that would be really cool, man. A lot of people could keep their jobs, and all these companies, right, instead of like buying back shares, like some of the major ones were doing, they should be forced to like make these funds for people, right? That way when something like this happens, all that cash they have stopped. I mean, they don't have to have it on hand. They could have it invested in something that's going to give them a return. But when a crisis like this hits, all those accounts freeze, and then they have to use that money to like basically get their employees to like survive, right? And not to be able to fire them so they can actually stay afloat, which is something that's very unfortunate. Anyways, as reported by You Today, and this article is from You Today, Ripple donated $5 million to 5 food banks in San Francisco that are struggling to cope with thousands of phone calls. Now, while I do believe it's really cool that Ripple is donating only on the Bay Area, that's the only thing I have, right? Why only the Bay Area? There's other places that are also being hit really hard. And yes, they are grown there, so their community, let's say San Francisco, they're a big enough company that they can donate elsewhere, man. Anyways, other notable companies that contributed to the Tipping Point community included Target, Visa, Deloitte, and BlackRock. We're going to move on to the next article. This is from a website that I've never gone into before. I've gone into this one, Crypto News Flash. The next one's from a website I haven't gone before. Anyways, Ripple versus YouTube streaming giant response to Garlinghouse accusations. Now, we talked about this before, right? Ripple is suing YouTube for basically not taking quick action to take down scam videos, right? And taking forever to respond. Now, Ripple's also demands compensation for the damages caused by YouTube and its negligence in addressing these scams, which, as mentioned, have had a negative impact on Ripple's finances, right? And, in a show, Garlinghouse basically replied to the scams and said, enough is enough, right? And this money that they want to get, which is pretty cool, man. The money that they're suing for is so they can basically repay the people, right? And that's pretty cool, man. Anyways, seriously, Hive hit 100% today. Awesome, Bitcoin Jack. I'll definitely look at Hive, man. I'm not sure what their ticker is, but that's pretty amazing. Fiat is stupid. Debt back money, yeah. And then Todd Schultz, I have worked from home for the last 10 years. It's going to get way worse for people. Yeah, businesses now have to worry about legal issues if they bring back workers and they get sick. Yeah, man, Todd, I agree, man. Bitcoin J, it's Hive, Steam Fork. Yeah, I know it's Hive, man. I just gotta see if it's quoting already in the market, or it has a USD counterpart. I'm not sure if we looked at that before. Yeah, if they bring back workers and someone gets sick, they can get into a lot more trouble. I agree. Working from home is not that bad, man. I'm working from home right now, and just running business as usual, right? I stay home. I wake up at the same time, sit down in front of my computer, talk to clients. My clients are also at home, working from home, and just when I just have people that are operational, meaning they're on the ground and they do have to work, but we take all precautions, right? They have these N95 masks, which are really good. They tight sealed, so really nothing gets in or out. Just air, in and out, but they get filtered very well. And they all work with protective eye gear and gloves, nitrile gloves, and sometimes even something stronger on top of those. So, yeah, for me, it has not been that much of an issue, man. It's issued when authorities started to put this like mandatory quarantines, and now we have to figure out how to work with that because we are an essential part of the chain process for a lot of materials, right? That get sold or bought or imported and exported. So again, yeah, it's insane, man. But yeah, it's been a bit weird getting adjusted to like contacting people when they're not in the office because a lot of people take weird breaks, when they really wouldn't, or sometimes they're even at the store when you're like, man, you wouldn't be at the store right now, you would be at the office, right? But I do stay in the office time, basically in front of my computer, and just take small breaks to like go get water and things like that. But that's about it. Anyways, we talked about Ripple, like suing YouTube, right? Anyways, Garland House called this a real problem that has to be addressed adequately. Now, in addition, he said that it's time to take actions, right? The platform has eliminated millions of videos. He told basically Emily Chan. In addition to YouTube claim that they have had difficulties because of COVID-19. Therefore, a part of the complaints for fraud and other payment or other problems are handled by the YouTube algorithm, stated by the platform in a letter sent to, basically content creators. Now, on the other hand, YouTube said in response that it is taking quick action when it encounters such scams. And they actually did say this, and this is a quote: we take abuse of our platform seriously and take action quickly when we detect violations of our own policies like scams and impersonations. Not true, man. There have been videos been reported and flagged about scams that have been going on, and they've been there for 2 days, and you can see everyone on Twitter just going nuts saying like, don't go into this video, it's a scam, someone is scamming, whatever. It's insane. What they're doing though now for their ads is they just implemented a policy for Google Ads where you can only advertise basically if you're a crypto exchange, right? And they don't I had ads for this channel, and I cannot have ads anymore because I didn't have ads that generate revenue for me. I was placing ads on Google to get more viewers to come in. I had paused them a while back, so they were not active. But basically, one of them just got taken down because of cryptocurrency, right? So again, now they're started. Again, this is going to have a backlash, right? This lawsuit that Ripple is filing is going to have a backlash on everything that is crypto related because a lot of the scams are happening on cryptocurrency channels or are crypto related. So it wouldn't be weird if a lot of content just starts getting taken down by the algorithm, right? Because the algorithm is the almighty god of YouTube that makes sure everything runs smoothly. And we know we haven't had any problems with the algorithm, right? There were no COPPA violations because of the algorithm. All videos were taken down properly because of the algorithm. I think, yeah, the algorithm is good, but they rely too much on it, right? There needs to be some human responsibility. You cannot always say, oh, the algorithm is going to solve it. The algorithm is the almighty. The algorithm determines what's good and what's bad. No, man. There has to be a person checking some stuff, right? The algorithm cannot just do all the work. And Google doesn't have that many people to be able to look at all the videos, right? That's why, it's kind of like a self-policing thing where people have to flag videos or content. But then Google doesn't have enough people there to be able to look at stuff quickly enough, right? Because there's probably thousands of complaints that land on their desks every day, man. That's insane. Now, I'm worried about the repercussions that this lawsuit can have on the crypto community, particularly on YouTube, right, as a platform. Again, I hope small channels like this one don't have a lot of problems, and I also hope the big channels don't have a lot of problems, right? But again, just time will tell, I guess. Let's go into the other one. This is from Binance, hits 295 million in trade volume for newly launched options contract. Now, Binance claims to have become the largest options venue in the cryptocurrency market, having hit 295 million in trade volume as of April 20th. Now, in an interview with Cointelegraph on April the 23rd, now this article is from Cointelegraph, the vice president of Binance Futures, Aaron Gong, said that the platform had overtaken its counterparts by daily trade volume on April 14th, just one day after its official launch. Now, Gong explained that the contract had been designed to tackle what Binance perceived as basically to be the key drawbacks of existing crypto options products, which is low liquidity, high premiums, and a large spread. Now, an options contract offers the trader a chance to purchase either a right to buy, which is a call option, or sell, which is a put option, on a given asset at a specific strike price, right? That's when it gets to the target price. Now, Gong noted that the existing crypto options on the market typically offer a wide range of expiration dates and strike prices, including long-term durations that can extend up to 100 days and even longer. Now, he actually said this market structure creates a fragmented liquidity landscape where contracts that are far out of the money and farthest away from the expiration date are notoriously illiquid. As such, trading with those contracts may pose challenges to transaction costs and trade execution. Now, Binance's Bitcoin to Tether options contracts are designed to offer a shorter time frame, ranging from 10 minutes to 1 day. And this is where it gets insane, right? Usually, when you trade options, you want to have a time span, right? Because you want to see what's going to happen in like a couple months, right? That's when you get your futures. And that was the way you can cover for your futures, right? So you want to have some time frame, but when you do these micro options, right, like 10 minutes to 1 day, it's like all these options IO and options, or like whatever apps you get on your phone, man, right? And now you have a lot of people basically talking about the options contracts, and it's just it's micro, man, and a lot of people are gonna lose a lot of dough on those contracts, unfortunately. Now, Binance is a primary liquidity provider for the product, meaning that the options have an uncapped supply and users will have quotations at any given time, which is good, right? That's how they're dealing with the liquidity issue. And Gong said that the contract is a simplified version of the traditional options and is catered to retail users specifically with the aim of lowering barriers of entry to derivatives trading. And Gong gave a concrete example on how an options contract works, right? It says if a buyer buys a Binance call option with a strike price of $7,000 and a premium of $100, right? Because you have a premium, the break-even price will be $7,100. Now, the sum of the strike price and the premium. To exit the trade profitably, the underlying asset should move beyond $7,100, and conversely, if the underlying asset fails to move beyond the break-even price at expiry, the option will expire worthless. Now, a day, it's insane, man. It's too little of a time frame. What if you have a clear picture of the market long term, but maybe right now short term it just looks blurry? You're not going to be able to buy an option for a long period, man. You're going to probably get liquidated in a couple days, or it's just going to mature real quick. It's interesting, but again, it's more like gambling, right? It's like I said, all those option apps that you have where like $1, you can buy $1 of whatever stock and guess if it's going to go up and down in the next minute, right? Or in the next 30 seconds, or in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? Up to a day or maybe a couple days. But again, not too extensive, right? And it's more like a gambling than a real options contract. Again, options should have long term, because what you want to do with options sometimes is you want to hedge against market movements, right? Anyways, in the immediate future, Gong added that derivatives like futures and options could prove to be a useful hedging tool, not only for retail and institutional investors, but also for miners who are facing intense economic pressure ahead of the May 2020 Bitcoin halving. Now, we talked about using options or using futures as a hedge before, right? So I'm not going to get too much into detail on that. And that's going to be it for this part. I'm going to jump onto the technicals. Just going to play this small intro real quick, and I'll get everything set up here on the screen on the side so we can look at the technicals, right? Just give me one quick second, and we'll be right back. And we are back, and thank you all for being here and staying with us. Welcome to the technicals part of the stream. Now, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub. That way you'll be notified when we go live. And let's get on to this side here. We're going to start looking at the technicals. What's happening with the market, right? Well, I didn't call this one out here yesterday, but it was playing out on Bitcoin, and it was across the market. And we know it's a possibility that this is what's probably stopping the market cap from going slightly higher, right? We have bearish divergence strong developing just on the MACD, not so much on the RSI. On the RSI, we're going slightly higher. Now, what we're seeing is this stagnation, right? We're starting to rally, we're starting to stop a little, right? We had 2 days of really nice impulse above the 20, but right now we're stagnating, and like we're trying to figure out where we want to go right now. There is pressure for this to go to the downside from the bearish divergence. There's also the bullish fundamentals that are pushing to the upside, which is the Bitcoin halving. Now, yesterday we didn't move much. It was a negative 0.02% move, or 52.85 million. That's all that moved yesterday, right? I mean, we did have wicks and stuff, but the movement was just too small. Today, down 0.15 at $313 million, right? Again, small move. Oh, that's it, man. Total market cap sitting at $212.28 billion. Now, Bitcoin dominance yesterday dropped a little bit more, right? 0.71, and today is dropping 0.02, sitting at 64.86% of market cap, which is not that bad. Again, I want to see Bitcoin still drop a little bit more. We're filling at the 20. Usually when Bitcoin has been at the lowest, right, like back here, is when the price of Bitcoin has been at the highest. Back here, 2017 or 2018, right? 2018, right? End of 2017. The biggest price rise in Bitcoin, almost 20,000. Look at where it was. It was at its lowest, man. It was at 34% market cap. Right? We talked about this. Sometimes market cap is inversely correlated to the price of Bitcoin. And a lot of people are so excited because Bitcoin gains dominance. Screw dominance. When dominance drops, look at this drop on dominance, right? Bitcoin had recovered nicely. And then look at this gain in dominance. That's when Bitcoin, look at the chart. It's inverse, right? We were gaining and then we dropped, right? Look at this, right? Losing dominance, when we gain dominance, the price of Bitcoin just went haywire, right? And it took a big drop. So again, we want dominance to drop more for Bitcoin to perform better and be better long term. Now, that being said, I'm going to move on to price of Bitcoin. Sitting at $7,504.46. Where are we at? We hit a resistance right on this chart that I have here. We hit the, sorry, not a resistance. We hit my entry, 7,500. And I still haven't gone in because there's market indecision, right? I told you guys yesterday. Look, I had my trade set up. I was looking at the market. We had divergence. We knew it was potentially price action to the downside. And then I just didn't take the call, right? What divergence? I have it on this other chart, right? From here to here, right? We're going from a high to a higher high. Going from a positive momentum to less positive momentum. And again, that's why I took a standstill on going in. And I do have an entry at 7,500, but I'm just not executing it right now until I see a clear entry into the market, which means we might get a bounce, we get tightness of the Bollinger Bands, and then we expect a violent move. But then if it's just going on that a violent move might happen, I'm probably going to place a very tight stop loss because I'm not really willing to go into the market yet, man. I'm looking for this to get near the 200. We are close to the 200 simple moving average. I'll just show it real quick. The 200 simple moving average is sitting at 7,984. The price is at 7,507. It's less than $500, man. And Bitcoin has made those moves. But again, below that, we know we're on the bearish territory, waiting for this to clear up a little bit and give us a better close to what what it wants to do. Right now, like I said, we have this divergence, and like I stated, man, this price could go up, right? Probably hit that 7,800. This could rise a little bit more and still have this bearish divergence coming in. But again, right now, I think we also had it in the short time frame, maybe in the 1 hour, I think, and that's what basically stopped me from going in and taking that call. Now, I'm sitting neutral on the other side, 59.18, and I'm going to move on to the 4 hours and look at what's happening there. Now, in the 4 hours, we had divergence. We called it to the downside. We did move down. Again, we rallied, and we made a nice movement. Now we went slightly higher, right? And we also went higher here, and here we went slightly lower on the other side, I do believe. What was this at? 71.73, 71.11. Yeah, it was very slight, man. I probably missed this one out yesterday. Don't want to chart that tool. There we go. I think I might have missed this one out yesterday. Yeah. Probably because I remember I put this one out on a couple other charts. and just not on Bitcoin. But again, we had divergence, slight move to the downside, that's fine. But again, we're just moving sideways, right? Impulse up, sort of upsloping consolidation, right? We talked about this. You tend to break down from that, then we move down, and right now we're probably consolidating. We haven't even gone back to the 20, which is a move that we could do. Or we could interpret this as maybe sideways motion on the market. It doesn't know what it wants to do, and then, we pop to the upside, right? Again, we're seeing a lot of indecision happening. Bought on the RSI at 64.34, nothing else happening here, man. Unfortunately, there's nothing else going on with Bitcoin on the 4 hours. Now we're going to go into the 1 hour and figure out what's going on there. No, fudge, man. I forgot to leave this one here again. Same stuff that was happening to me yesterday, man. I keep forgetting to anchor stuff to where it belongs, and that's just driving me nuts, man. Because then it shows up here and it just makes everything look very cloudy, right? Now, if you remember that line I just drew, it was also showing up around here. So it was doubling up this one I called on the 1 hour. So I did call it on the 1 hour. Maybe I missed it on the 4 hours. But again, the 4 hours is a little bit less, right? Because it was just on the RSI. But here we have strong bearish divergence on the MACD, on the RSI. We did move down. We hit the 20. We tried to bounce, failed, moved below the 20. But again, the movement was not that strong. And now we're starting to channel and starting to get more tightness on the Bollinger Bands, meaning volatility is leaving the market. Look at what happened when volatility leaves the market, right? We get tight, and then we get explosive moves, right? It doesn't tell us how long that's going to last. That's the only unfortunate part. So now we're going to get a period of tightness, right? Here, it was very short, right? We squeezed very quickly, and we exploded again. Back here, it lasted a little bit longer. The explosion wasn't that great. Here, it lasted a little bit longer. It exploded to the downside. Again, here we're getting this movement, right? We exploded a little bit to the upside, not too strong, but quick tightness, and boom, there you go, second leg, right? Again, what was I talking about? Impulse up, sloping consolidation, breaking down, right on divergence, starting to move up again, lower than the previous high, so nothing happening there. That's bearish. And then, just moving sideways. We're just floating sideways. We're not doing anything, man. Now, the only thing I can see happening, and it's just very small, man. We're going from this low to this low over here, right, which is very, very slight. And we're making going from a negative momentum to less negative momentum, but not on the RSI. On the RSI, we're going much lower. So we could say we're making a bullish divergence against the MACD, right? A strong bullish divergence that could give us price action to the upside, and we're seeing this starting to move up, facing the 20. Unsure where we're going to go yet. But that's about it, man. Unfortunately, not a lot of clues yet how strong this is going to be. Again, this could just be tightness, this divergence, and then boom, we explode to the upside, right? Just like this divergence here, we could say that basically closed this gap and made us tight again on the volatility. Neutral on the RSI at 53.96. I'm going to move on to Ethereum and see what's going on with that, right? Ethereum yesterday gained 1.11. Today losing 0.04, sitting at 9.76% of market cap. The price of Ethereum at $187.50. We're in this range. Someone had requested it. I think it was like Crypto Pepe Silva was requesting ranges once, and then we talked about the range 193.56 to 159.76. Again, we're still below the 50%, right? 189.40. We know it was a resistance. Again, we have the same thing going on that Bitcoin, right? High, higher, high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI, creating that bearish divergence. Again, getting that move down. Bought on the RSI at 61.79. Nothing else happening to today, right? If anything, we're going slightly higher, right? And we're still going slightly lower. And we're still lower here on the RSI. That's about it. I mean, we can just track it, but this is still developing. So we still have all of today to go on. So I'm just going to leave it here till yesterday, where we know it's already played out, and we're still waiting for it to develop today. Now I'm going to go on to the 4-hour chart and see what's going on there on the 4 hours, right? This is from the 1 hour. Again, I believe that didn't I do this yesterday, and I made sure that the 1 hour was staying on the 1 hour, man. Again, damn, dude, it just sucks when these things show up in another time frame, because it really trips me. And I'm like, what did I do here, man? When I'm looking real quick at the market, right? Anyways, we had divergence, right? We called this bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down slightly. We haven't done much since. We just try to bounce and try to get above the 50, 184, I think it was, or 188.40. I can't remember where we called it at. I'll zoom out real quick. 189.40. That's the one, right? And we've just been rejecting it. So again, we're probably gonna move down, touch the 20, try to see if we get a little bit of strength, and try to rally. Nothing else happening from here, right? Everything's slightly lower. Everything's going down. Everything's going down. Neutral right now on the other side, 59.11. So let's go on to the 1 hour chart. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here on this amazing channel. You guys are awesome for being here. Yeah, thank you guys. Again, anything. We were calling this, right? We said we could go from here, or even from back here, right? This low from previous island, right? High, lower, lower high, or so, sorry, high, higher high, high on the other side, lower on the other side, and positive momentum, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the other side, lower on the other side. Sorry, I got tripped there. Uh, Anyways, but we have this strong divergence develop, right? And then we have this movement down, and that was fine. We managed to hold the 20. We tried to rally again, try to get above the 50%, but failed, and then break below the 20 again. Try to get above the 20, we did, but fail at the 50% again. And now we broke below. Now we're trying to get above the 20 again. You know, we're very close. We might as well try to go for it again. Third time could be the charm. 1, 2, 3 times. Maybe we get above the 50, man. You know. Still trying to figure out what's going to happen here. Neutral on there is at 54.07. Are we doing divergence here? I doubt it, man. Spotify ads. Awesome. Thank you, Spotify, for your free music and your ads, right? That come with it and ruin the analysis. Just when I'm getting into hit of the analysis. I was going to look for divergence. From here to here, we don't have it, right? Sorry, we do have divergence, I guess. This is technically lower. This is slightly higher. I'm just going to anchor this in the 1 hour, man. It is. All right, cool. So now it's going to stay on the 1 hour. All right, cool. So we're going from negative momentum to more negative momentum as we went higher on that low, creating that hidden bullish price action to the upside. We did get the small rise again, you know, but it wasn't that much. And then we broke down and again high, lower high, positive momentum. We're not even making positive momentum, and lower on the RSI. Now from here to here, we're going low, higher, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. We're just congruent. Looking for divergence here though. 48.13. 47.10. Yeah, we do, right? And now we're creating a bearish divergence against the RSI. Now that would mean potential price action to the upside, and that's where we're seeing this bump. I'm not sure how strong the bump is going to be. I'm not sure if we're going to get, like, we have the Bollinger Band right here, right? I mean, and usually when we wick outside the Bollinger Bands, or when we break outside of the Bollinger Bands, is because we had an explosive movement. Now we're getting tightness on the Bollinger Bands, like I said. And we could get this move to go explosive and move outside, right? Usually when we touch outside the Bollinger Bands, right, it's when we get explosive moves. Otherwise, the market tends to stand within the Bollinger Bands, right? They're meant to be there to kind of predict where the market's going to be. Now, as this rises a little bit, this could expand a little bit, but I do believe it might stay below the 50. And again, we're getting tightness, and that's what's worrying me, because we don't know where we're going to shoot to, right? We have these divergences coming in. Could potentially go to the upside again. That's just my estimate right now. Let's go to XRP. XRP on the daily. Yesterday lost dominance 0.14. Today gaining 0.22. Sitting at 4.01% of market cap, man. XRP is losing so much market cap. It's really not that good. Now what happened? We talked about this yesterday, right? Again, we run up here. We hit 19,758. We broke below. You know, not a lot happening with XRP. Again, same stuff that was happening with this, right? We were calling for divergence up here. We did move down and negated it, which is sadly, we talked about that being a possibility. We said, look, we're having divergence right now, but the fact is that if it plays out right now, it's going to go lower, and it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy that we're going to lose it because we no longer have divergence, right? Because we moved down because we're getting pressure. And that's precisely what happened. Look, we managed to hit up here, 19,758, and then we moved lower, and now we're lower, right? Now we're congruent with the market. Now we don't have that bearish divergence anymore because we did move down on bearish divergence, right? It's just kind of awkward. But anyways, we're still above the 20. We seem to have gotten close to it and try to bounce from it. But now we're facing resistance on 19,440. And we know we've gotten close to it. We at least got to 1940, right? 1940. So very, very close to where we're at. And again, we know that those are targets where we're going to find resistance. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 54.65. Let's go to the 4 hours. Again, on the 4 hours. Stuff from the 1 hour, man. I can tell because it's so tiny, man. And, or no, I was calling these out yesterday, I do believe. Yeah. I was calling these out yesterday, and it was divergence as well. But again, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? We started to break down because we had it. Let's see where we're at here. 122, 121, right? So again, even though we went slightly higher in the next 4 hours, this is 0.00122, and this is 0.00121. So again, slightly lower, creating that strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside, and then we broke down on that. This is divergence that we called also here on the 4 hours. And we were calling this because this was basically a straight line when we were doing it, right? So we're going from a high to a lower high. But again, now we went to a higher high, right? High, higher high. High on the RSI, lower on the RSI, right? Again, created that strong bearish divergence. Where are we at here? 65.15, 64.89. So again, slightly lower. So yeah, strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside, right? And we moved down. So again, we were expecting this to happen. We moved down. That's all great. Good for XRP, right? It just followed the market. So neutral on the RSI at 56.20. What was it? 56.25. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, divergence, price action to downside, move down, bounce on the 20, move up again, back on this channel, failed to hit 19.758, move down, and right now we're seeing pressure at the 20. We have not been able to break above it, and we've been flirting with it for a bit. So there's a chance that if we still try to rally and hit that 20, we could fail and then break down from there, right? That is a very, very real possibility. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 51.54. Now we're going from a low, right, to a lower low as we keep on descending on this line. All right, look, I'll take it from this one, right, and we're going slightly lower. It still makes sense from back here, but right here you can see that we're going lower, and then we're going less negative momentum, creating that strong bullish divergence, price action to the upside. That's where we're getting this bounce. Again, gonna face the 20, and the problem with XRP right now is that we have resistance here at the 20. We have resistance at 19.440. Then we have resistance at 19.758. That's why we have not been able to move up higher or close higher. There's a lot of resistance in this area, man. Then we have psychological at 20 cents, which we hit back here, got very close to it at 19.99 cents, and we just rejected, right? So again, getting above 20 would be key for XRP. At least it would set us to a new level where we can look for price action, instead of just wondering if we're gonna fail here and fail again, right? Now that's it for XRP on the 1 hour. I'm gonna move on to Litecoin on the daily. What's happening with Litecoin? Yesterday it gained dominance 3.60. Today it's losing 0.29, sitting at 1.35% of market cap. The price of Litecoin $44.70. Now what's going on above the 20 finally? Today still trying to rally a little bit, but not too much. Same stuff, not the same stuff that's happening with Bitcoin, right? High, lower, high, positive momentum, less positive momentum, high on the RSI, lower on the RSI, neutral though on the RSI at 55.58. That's it. Let's go to the 4 hours. There's really nothing happening here. On the 4 hours, we had this going on, right? We had bearish divergence here hidden, right, on this time, this small one against the RSI, and we did move down a little bit, hit the 20 and bounce. We were here yesterday. We're looking for this bearish divergence to develop, right? Which I think we didn't get because we managed to move much higher. And as you can tell, this is going higher as well. So basically, from here to here, we just kind of killed it. But we managed to create divergence from here to here, and it's just very small. Right? We're going from a high to a higher high. Right? That's about it, man. Yeah, there we go. High, higher high. Positive momentum to less positive momentum, and on the RSI we no longer have it, right? We're going from a high to a higher high. Right now sitting bought still at 68.66 and about to hit towards that overbought area where we might see a retrace on price action. That's it for the 4 hours. I'm going to move on to the 1 hour chart. Again, we had bearish divergence that we were hunting for, right? We did move down, hit the 20 and bounce, unfortunately, and that will happen at midnight. And then, you know, like I said, dude, when I'm on the stream, something's happening, I leave go of the air, and then, you know, we get a move to the upside, or a strong move to the downside, right? And that's precisely what happened. We had strong bearish divergence, moved, 20 held, hit a bounce, right? Now, look, we're calling it here minuscule divergences on the same island. What happened is now we're going from this island to this island, right? Going from high to a lower high, right? Positive momentum to less positive momentum. And on the other side, don't believe we might have it. 73.59 to 73.58. Very, very slight, if anything. Or even to the point where it could be like weak divergence, right? Weak bearish divergence against the RSI, but strong bearish divergence against the MACD. Price action to the downside, we moved down, beautifully hit the 20, held again, tried to rally, but didn't get high enough. And then we're still trying to rally and break, right? We broke below 20, and now we're trying to rally on probably divergence, I believe. Yes, we might be creating a hidden divergence, hidden bullish, right? low, higher low, negative momentum, more negative momentum, even on the RSI, right? High on the RSI, lower on the RSI. Now we're having this strong, this hidden bullish divergence. That means price continuation. That's what's getting us to bounce, and we're expanding a little bit on the Bollinger Bands. But again, hit the top of the Bollinger Bands and reject it. And that's what I was talking about XRP. We're so close where we could hit it and reject, right? Lower the Bollinger Bands sometimes tend to act as lines of, let's say, concentration bands, right? Where everything just sticks within, right? We just have very few outliers. Like I said, when we have strong squeezes, right, like here, and then we have this break here, we bounce off the 20, we broke again, but we're still expanded, and then we start to tighten. But as we tighten, we just tend to remain within a lot more, right? Sometimes not even hitting them, right? And that's it. Anyways, neutral but almost bought on the RSI at 59.93. Let's go to Binance. What is happening with Binance on the daily? Okay, cool. We broke down. We lost dominance 0.77 today, losing 0.12, sitting at 1.16% of market cap. The price of Binance at $15.93, getting very nice movement. Again, holding the 20. Not higher, but still lower. Less positive momentum, lower on the RSI. Neutral at 56.36. Let's go to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we were here, right? We were hunting for divergence. We did create this hidden divergence, hidden bearish price action to the downside. What happened? We went to a 20, like we said, and we held, right? So again, we knew it was a chance. We're still heading for 20. We're still holding the 20. Again, not much happening since. Neutral on the RSI at 53.50, I think it was 53.05. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we had bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We did move down, held at 20, tried to bounce below still. So high, lower, high. Then we broke below 20 finally, which is good. Negative momentum, and then we still went slightly lower, and that's happening across the market, right? All coins seem to be showing this divergence, this hidden bullish on the 1 hour, right? And then we're going from negative momentum to less negative momentum, and on the other side we don't have it, right? High to low. So again, we're getting this bounce on hidden divergence, so price action to the upside. We hit the 20, we rejected, right? Tightness of the Bollinger Band starting to come in, not as tight as they were back here, right? And you know, we could have expected an explosive movement. Just sad we didn't get it, to be honest. And I would have expected the movement to be a little bit more violent, or I would liked for the movement to be a little bit more violent. Neutral on the RSI at 45.90. Now I'm gonna go look at, someone said Hive first. No, Bitcoin Jake. I'll look at Hive after JCPenney because Benny came in and talked about JCPenney first. So we'll look at JCP on the NYSE and see what's doing. It's 24 cents, 24.40. Again, moving down. Oh, let's see, man. What's happening here? Let's look at it on the daily because the 1 hour is not the best time frame to look at stocks. Fucking A, man. Alrighty, cool. So, right, we had divergence from here to here, right? Going from a low to a lower low, negative momentum to less negative momentum, and a low on the RSI to a higher point on the RSI. That would have spoken about good, strong, bullish divergence. We weren't even able to hit the 20, and we broke down lower. Now, what we're having right now, it's like premium divergence, I would say. Right, low, lower low. Alright, so low, lower low, so going back to zero actually, and even on the RSI, right? We went from a negative to almost neutral on the RSI, right? To a bought, so from a sold, to a oversold to a sold. Now, back here would have been a good entry, right? Because you would have believed you were oversold, but look at this. You know, we started to create this low, the new neutral. One second, getting rid of the ads again. Play this track. There we go, play it. There we go. Alright, so we're getting a bounce. We're rejected at 20, man. That's not good. I'm not sure what your entry point was, Benny. 53.99. Look, the problem with JCPenney right now, man, and it's something that you got to look at, man. JCPenney is a retail company, and those are the ones that are having a lot more problems because people are not going out shopping, right? People are not spending. Maybe online you can buy stuff on JCPenney, but they're not going to the physical stores, man. And these stores are brick and mortar. They have to pay rent. They have high overhead costs. And, man, I believe these stores are the ones that are going to get hit the hardest, man. I mean, it's a good value. It's cheap. I'm not going to say it's not cheap, man. But until this clears out, we don't know how they're gonna fare, and it's a gamble, man. There's other companies that you could probably get a rise on, that maybe tech companies like Amazon, right, that are still delivering, that people are still buying online because they don't want to go out. I'm not sure how good JCPenney is gonna hold, man. Well, look, when did the pandemic hit? When can we say the pandemic started? January, man, right? Let's call it January, right? When we heard about the pandemic and everything started coming in. Look, it just went down, man. Yeah, but look, man. Look, no, I don't want to find it OTC, but I guess I think it'll just be this one, man. Maybe it's Sears. I'm not sure, man. Sears Holding. You could also buy Sears at all-time low, right? Look, we've never been that low on Sears. I think maybe back here we did hit that low. But you know Sears is going out of business, right? So they're closing their stores. They're doing everything. I just wanted to compare it with Sears, right? Because the trend, even though this didn't hit that low like Sears did, right, with that spike, it just has been going downhill forever, man. It has been going downhill since February 2012 without a good bounce. I'm not sure if March 18 places started shutting down. Yeah. But probably China started stopping production, and that meant goods started like stop, or they were seeing. Look, if you have a store that buys or sells goods that are coming from China, and you know China's stopping the economy because something's going on, if you're an investor, you're probably going to get out of there before it actually hits the market. So maybe in January when it started to hit China, a lot of people started to get scared, and that's when they started taking their money out of JCPenney. You're buying it at all-time lows. Yes, I would agree, man. But look at this, man. You're buying the lowest, man. It's just been in a major downtrend, man. Again, bro, it's your dough. Right? But sorry, man. This is it. But I would be concerned with JCPenney, man, to be honest. I'm not sure. I mean, you can probably get a good bounce, right? And then maybe double your money, right? From 24 to maybe 48 cents. I'm concerned about it, though. Right? Trading volumes in there, there's not a lot. The biggest trading volume was this one. It took a big hit on the opening. It did manage to go up, but it had a lot of downward pressure moving it down, right? So again, I'm not too comfortable with JCPenney, to be honest, right? And on the weekly, let's look if we can do some analysis on the weekly, right? Just make sure that's going to stay on the daily and not on the weekly, right? So you can see the weekly clearly. Sorry. There we go. Alrighty, look at this. Low, lower low, negative momentum, more negative momentum. We don't have divergence developing yet. So that's not good. Also on the RSI, right? Low, lower, right? You're just going with the market. There's no bullish divergence to signal a bounce yet. The only thing I can see, and this is going to be very, very short term, and this is going to be from here to here, right? This last 4 weeks, 1 month time frame, you're gonna be able to see this, right? Low, lower low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. That's it. Not even a red bar, right? A light red bar. That's it. That's as good as it's getting now. You do have this also, that you can say, you know, we have this divergence. But remember, dude, stuff on the weekly tends to play over a larger period of time. It's not going to be a quick bounce, man. It could take weeks for this to start for you to start seeing this divergence develop, right? It is a weekly time frame. It's not a short play. It's not a get rich quick. But that's it for JCPenney. Now let's look at Hive. How do we open Hive before? I can't remember Hive. They were getting in trouble though, because of Hive Technologies, particularly Hive Blockchain Technologies was suing Hive because they were saying, "Look, man, you're using our name," and yeah, they were giving him shit, man. I doubt this is Hive, the actual Hive that we look at. Am I on the daily? Yeah, it's on the daily. All right, so it's Hive. Again, there's not a lot of stuff I can do analysis on because the charts are not there yet. There's not a lot of historical stuff. Yes, it did go 100%, man. 134, you're right, Bitcoin Jake. It was a very, very nice bounce on Hive. Actually, if you combine the last 2 days, 54 plus 134, you're talking about a large percentage, man. You're probably talking about, in total, right? Probably. Is it going to show it? Man, I got to move this to the side. I'm gonna go to the wick. I'm gonna go here first, and I'll go to the wick. So we're looking at 266%, man, total, right, from that low to that high. That's a very, very good return. Now I'll do it here on the side because I want to go all the way up to the wick. Oh man, I didn't hit it. I didn't use measure. I'll go from the wick all the way to the bottom. It's gonna do it in negative, and that's gonna be the opposite of what I want to do. And I'm just struggling with this because, all right, near the 45 marker, right? Fuck this, man. There we go. So if you would have gotten out of the top, right, at the top of that wick, it would have been 317%, man, like up here, right? That would have been an insane play, bro. Triple your money in a very short period of time. Now, Hive, I'm not sure what's pumping on, man. I don't have anything, any news that are related to Hive, so it could be a pump and dump, so be careful about that. We could also get pullback from this impulse to the upside, right? There could be some pullback coming in. Watch out for that. And we need to wait for the consolidation to develop, right? Look, impulse up, it happened in nice chunk rallies. So any entry point here would have been really good profit, right? 21, 20, 32 again on the 4 hours, so very good profits. And on the 1 hour, man, you know, impulse up, we didn't quite consolidate. Impulse up, upsloping consolidation, right? Look, man, we're going high on the 1 hour. And we're going from high to lower high on the positive. So positive to less positive, and on the other side, we're even going slightly lower as well. So we have strong bearish divergence developing here, right? Potential price action to the downside. So be careful with this, right? Again, incoming, probably hit the 20 and bounce at the 34-cent mark, 35-cent mark. I believe it's almost, yeah, 34.81. So we'll call it at the 35-cent mark, right? Chance you could hit that and bounce from there or reject, right? But again, consolidation is really not happening like it's supposed to. Downsloping, tight, firm flag. That would imply continuation. Right now, it just seems like we're trying to get that bounce, and we'll see where it goes from there, right? Anyways, yeah, let's move on to... Who else? Has anyone else posted anything to look at? I think it was just Bitcoin Jake and Benny with Ncash. Sorry, look at Ncash, Benny. I forgot that one. Ncash, I have it here. Ncash to Ethereum because it's not trading against anything else. Last time we looked at it, we're calling for price action to the downside, right? That was a couple days ago on April 20th. We did move down. It wasn't too strong though, right? We seem to be holding this area of like 102 cents, right, as support. Yeah, 102, man. 102, 102, yeah. 103. So there's not a lot to chart yet, right? And then again, the 4 hours, we don't have a lot going on, right? So low, moving sideways from 0 to positive. So again, diverging on the bottom, but not having hidden divergence, right? Sitting neutral on the RSI. Let's go to the 1 hour, man. Again, sideways, right? And yeah, here we have bullish divergence, right? Type 2, medium. Price action to the outside, got above the 20. Just flirted with the 20 because it's so, the movements are so sharp that you don't have anything else to do, right? You just go from like 0, 0 to 0, 2 to 0, 4, right? That's about it. So not much. Anyways, sharp moves, which are not the best for charting, but again, we got the divergence, right? And we're moving up, and we don't have anything bearish. That's it. We also had the divergence develop here. Price action to the upside. That's what's playing off, man. But again, it's probably not there to like basically get you back your money yet. I guess I'm not sure what price you went in, but you're probably gonna take a hit on this, man. And sometimes it's better to take a hit and put your money into something else than just wait and pray, man. Because sometimes when you wait and pray, shit goes down to 0, and you don't never stop your position, and then you're really in a bad spot, man. So that's not what you want happening. That's why trading plan is very, very important. Now, we're going to look at the markets real quick. If anyone wants to look at a particular asset, place it on the chat and we'll look at it. Now, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub to be notified when we go live. You're buying more in cash? Man. Averaging down sometimes helps, but sometimes it's not the solution, bro. Let's look real quick at silver. Load. It's not loading. Come on, silver. There we go. Divergence, right? We called last time. Price action to the downside, holding the 20 again. Doesn't know what it wants to do. at 15, right? Between that $14 to $17 range, regular trading area for silver lately, so not too worried about that. It's a high risk, high reward. Yeah, man, I agree. High risk, high reward. I hope it does pay for you, man. Right now, we're at that time where a lot of projects are going to start getting killed. It's just so insane how many crypto projects are faring poorly because they're not even able to cope with like what's happening right now with the social or global pandemic, right? So again, even Consensus is firing people, right? And that's one of the biggest developers for Ethereum stuff. So anyways, again, we were calling for divergence on gold. Price action to downside. We did move down a little bit, not too much. Probably gonna test the 100% again, right? What we had used previously as a high. That's right here at 1704. We'll see where it goes from there. Let's go look real quick at the rest of the markets and see how they did. S&P gained 38 points. Nikkei down 167 points. Toronto up 169. London down 120. Let's go look at the Dow real quick. What happened with the Dow? Dow Jones, man. We had divergence, price action to the downside. We called it out again beautifully. Moved down right now, trying to rally, but failing. Probably going to head to the 280, 236 at 0.53. Again, we did talk about potentially hitting up there and facing rejection. We'll see when we get there, but we have support immediately at the 20, so it wouldn't be a big bounce, right? It would just be a regular move. Maybe 20, yeah, maybe about 2,000 points, maybe. But gained, right? Gained 260. Why? Because the US 30 managed to go up a little bit, right? So yesterday it also went up. So again, that's what we gained. Today, again, today we managed to gain, right? When we were opening, I think we were slightly lower. But by the time the bell came and opened the market, then we started to get that rally, which was very nice for the Dow, right? Now let's go look real quick at oil and see what's happening with oil, man. Is it taking a hit? No, it's taking a bounce. Why? Because it had divergence and we called it out. Again, we knew we were probably going to get a bounce on oil, which is good. That's on Brent on a UK site from $25.03. Now this is from a US site, $21.98. Again, we're getting a bounce on divergence that we called, right? So we knew it was going to go up. Let's look at West Texas. Again, same, getting a slight bounce on divergence. Let's go look at oil futures real quick. This contract, I think, is closed. That's why we're not seeing it ticking again. Just market closed delayed. Nothing happening since April 21st. Now, this one, $16.94, right? That's the June contract for oil futures. And we're seeing it that basically, let me, 1 second though. Let me play something else. There we go. What was the price? $11.20, right? Sorry, $13. So it's still higher, man, than the lowest we got. That was West Texas. So against West Texas, we were being contango, right? That means we're going with the market. It's higher in the future. But against Brent, we're lower. That would mean we're in backwardation, right? And then on the July, I believe we're below on both, right? Because US Brent is at 21.98. This 21.22. All right, so slightly lower. So we are having a little bit of backwardation, right? Only against West Texas, against the Brent, but on the US side, because against the UK side, we're having backwardation as well. Sorry, we're still below, and we're having contango against West Texas, right? That's about it. Anyways, man, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. If you guys don't have any other questions, if you have any question, put it on the chat. If you want to look at any asset, put it on the chat. If you don't know what to do, there it is coming out on the stream. Hit that like, that bell, that sub. Also, follow us on Twitter at @TheStateOfCrypt1. That's where we engage with you guys a little bit more, right? How is the... Yeah, man, I think that's going to be it, man. Tuck Schultz, I'm not sure if you're still with us, brother, but if you're still with us, thank you for showing up, man. Thank you for being here. If you want to look at something else, let me know. Bitcoin Jake, thank you for being here, man. Again, I know sometimes you lurk. I know you're also watching the streamers that are streaming on your Satoshi Quest developed program for Minecraft. So good luck with that, man, and thank you for showing up as well. Benny, again, thank you for being here. I'm not sure who else is here live with us. We have a couple more people, man, but maybe they're just lurking. Again, send the Twitter out real quick for you guys to join us. But if no one else has anything else they want to look at. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Robinhood trading app option. Sorry, Benny, just noticed your comment. What do you mean if it's an option? If it's like a viable option for trading or what? Oh, sorry, opinion. Yeah, sorry, man, I misread. I don't use Robinhood, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, man. Yeah, I cannot give you an informed opinion on something I don't use. So I heard it's good, man. But there's Trade Zero, which has like 0 commissions for the first I can't remember how many days. I'm not sure if it's for U.S. residents though. It might be, man. But check this one out. Trade Zero, man. They're pretty good. I've used them before. They're good. Right? And then you get the free software, and then you have the plan where you can pay every month, but you don't pay fees or anything like that. So it's pretty cool, man. Check it out. This is what they have: Zero Pro, Zero Web, Zero Free, which is the one that's free that I told you, and the mobile version. Mobile version is not as good. Usually, it's best if you use trading on computer, man. It's always better if you're trading on computer, and particularly connected to a landline. If you're gonna trade penny stocks or anything that's quick like that, be connected on a landline with a good internet access, because if you're connected Wi-Fi, sometimes you get delay, and by the time you want something to execute, the market has already taken a dip, and you're locked in your position, or you have to sell at a lower price, or maybe you're not taking the profit that you want to take. So again, if you're gonna do day trading, or you want to do some kind of trading, make sure you're connected on a computer, and you have a landline. Don't do it on the Wi-Fi, and yeah, that's suggestions, right? For how to trade. Now, I would suggest you also have 2 screens. That way, you can be maybe reading news on something, or looking at your indicators, or looking at your signals, or anything else, right? You look at your signals here, and then you can have everything else happening on the side. You said you have 4G on your iPhone and iPad. Yeah, man, landline. Look, cell phone coverage sometimes fails, and it's gonna Murphy's Law, man. If you need it to work, it's gonna fail. When you want to get out of a trading option, or if a trading position, you're probably gonna have problems. But again, you're free to trade with an iPhone, with an iPad. You can do it. I'm not saying it's not, but probably not the best if you're gonna be day trading, right? If you're gonna be day trading, you probably want to have something very solid connected. Like I said, landline. Sorry, I thought someone was talking to me, but I guess not. Anyways, guys, again, like I said, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub. There's a couple of guys here. I'm not sure who's watching. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me who's in the chat. But thank you guys for joining again. Thank you for watching this. It's very humbling to have people coming in here and chilling with me and talking with me and talking about crypto markets, whatever, you know. But it's very cool that you guys spend time here. Again, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. I hope you're having a great time. Again, I hope you're having and coping properly with the COVID. I hope you're having jobs or an income stream. I know some of you, I know, Benny, you're struggling with that part. But I wish you guys the best always, right? Because that's the only thing I can do, man. I hope that you guys are doing good and coping with things the best way possible. So I know it's not the best scenario for a lot of people. I know trading, it's complicated right now also. Particularly on some companies where you don't see things happening properly. Like I said, JCPenney, man, scary, right? That's what I would tell you about JCPenney. It's scary. You still haven't seen how they're gonna get affected on their sales, because they're probably not having sales, man, and their quarterly earnings, their Q2, is probably gonna go down. But again, that's as much as I can say, man. Q2 closing May, like I said, probably going to be affected, right? Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. That's going to be all for tonight. This is Pt.2 Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight on this awesome Friday night. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the State of Crypto. We won't look at stocks tomorrow or gold and silver. Gold and silver will, but no oil, no stocks, because the markets are closed. But we will be here to look at crypto tomorrow and talk about crypto. So again, if you want to join us tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central, we will be here for another edition of State of Crypto. You guys are amazing again. Stay safe. I'll catch you tomorrow. Until then.